So, I kinda completed Resident Evil 9 before even May, and just so as it happens, First Light is still like almost a month away. So, anywho, I'm playing this game that I played back during the pandemic, and yeah, let me take you guys through it. So, before we go any further, I would recommend you getting some snacks or using the washroom before you sit down and watch this video, because I'll be covering both the Turnip Boy games. So, yeah, this will be a really long video. So, the very first thing that we do in this game is tearing up our tax notice. Oh yeah. Also, there is a lot of tearing up paper in this game. Be it wanted poster, be it I mean, which paper Tiny Boy is gonna tear it up. So the game has a lot of side quests and other stuff for you to explore. I won't be. I will only be covering the boss fights because yeah, I want you to discover the other stuff for yourself. So the very first boss is a fertilizer eating pig, so like a shit eating pig. And yeah, so the humor of this game is very meta in this sense. And yeah, like this is the first and also the most easiest boss fight of this game, in my opinion at least. And once we defeat the pig, it blows up into lots of sentient bacon. Mm. I wonder how and why is that? How the bacon is alive? Uh, was there something in the fertilizer or something? Yeah. Regardless, we take the fertilizer back to the onion, and we go on to the next boss battle, which is a apple. That's a cat, which has a worm in it, and is supposedly tied up with butter side up toast, which is a blatant reference to this meme. I'll have to admit. So this boss was pretty hard. Like I died a few times to it. Um, yeah, bosses after this one they were pretty hard. And after defeating the boss, you have to collect its now tamed normal cat form, who happens to also be the lost cat of our neighbors. Again, if you want to know more about it, I will recommend playing it. And now, after this boss, is when the story of this game starts to become a bit serious. The implication being that there is something akin to nuclear energy in this world, or I mean, there is nuclear energy in this world, and it irradiates whatever that comes in contact with it, and instead of melting their insides, it mutates them. Case in point, this stag. Now, the stag attacks us throughout the path to the boss fight arena, and yeah, I was expecting it to be like a normal boss fight, like without any kind of weird radiation thing going on. And as it would turn out, this radiation thing leads to something much darker. Once this boss is defeated, the onion orders us to explore a bunker that's deep in the jungle. And yeah, this is where we discover the truth about this world. And this is where we begin to come across signs of humanity. So, the implication being that us humans set off the nukes due to some mysterious cause, and we go around following these two human silhouettes around while we explore this bunker. And at this point I realized, oh my god, we dropped the nukes to kill a virus. I mean, like, what was the government of this universe thinking? And yeah, at that time I was quite justified, until this year. At I mean, hey, now we're in like yeah, mad world. Like some government might legit do it at this point, and that's quite terrifying. Like, so this game, I'll talk about this game further as we move ahead. But man, yeah, like at that time it felt absurd. Now it's okay. It's very close to reality. And while replaying this, I also realized why the humans were running away from us. So, Turnip Boy is essentially a walking radiation, uh, like, what should I call him? So basically, Turnip Boy has the ability to irradiate other things, is what it seems like, and that's why in the later half of this game we have this little glow on us, if you look hard enough. Now, while making our way to the hazmat suit, you could see the wardrobe uh, behaving a bit erratically, and I've zoomed in on it, and as it would later turn out, it was hiding the very next boss for the section. And it's a freaking human. So yeah, I think we fight and kill one of the last remaining humans now. Yeah, so the theory being human nuclear bombs went off, humans went underground, and that's where they survived until the now sentient vegetables decided to explore the various different nooks and crannies of this world, and in the process irradiating the humans. And yeah, now here's what happens to the irradiated humans. Now, if you ignore the absolutely banger of a theme song going on, yeah, you'll realize the game got a bit dark, in the sense the story of the game got a bit dark. You, as a sentient turnip, end up killing a young child. Yeah, I mean, you're a turnip. You do not have any concept of morality, I guess, because again, you did not pay your taxes. Remember, it's a game about tax evasion. So essentially, you're a criminal vegetable. So the game doesn't allow us to explore the bunker any further than this. So we just take the laser pointed that the mayor asked us for, and we go back to learn more about the Turnip Boy this time. So after getting the laser, Mayor and Onion retreats into our greenhouse and locks us out of it. So we take the underground tunnels in order to reach him, where we discover that us Turnip Boy is essentially Michael Corleone, and that our father was essentially a well-respected don, and Mayor Onion was his consigliere who betrayed him, and it falls on us to avenge our father, I guess. And with one final paper torn up, this game comes to an end.
Go to bed, Turnip Boy. You've done well. But us, we've gathered here to say farewell till next time. So you can sing along
So
on the way
yeah,
home.
pretty
Do
enjoyable
you?
game, and I think it leaves a few questions that need to be answered. I guess the next game should answer those, right? So before we get to that, I'll just fast forward through the end game content a little bit. So you can go and do the remaining side quests that you did not do during the story. You can board this train, which get unlocked the defeating Mayor Onion, and it's like a boss rush. You have to defeat the story bosses once again. And apart from this train, a few new characters get introduced. I won't spoil them. Yeah, I think we can now move on to the next game. So I got this game for free on Epic, and yeah, to get in brief about the setting of this game, it takes place after, I think, 2 days after we defeat Mayor Onion. and in those 2 days there has been this war, and now the world is in shambles, except there is this bank that we need to rob, and yeah, we team up with Dilitini. So Dilitini is the boss of the Pickle Gang. They turn up in the first game, but they're basically side characters. So, and unlike the action RPG gameplay mechanics of the last game, this is more of a shooter roguelike. So, yeah, top-down shooter roguelike. Um, and Unlike the last game, you can rob people. So basically, Turnip Boy is a full-on criminal now. uh, Last time he committed tax evasion, this time he's just bullies people around. Like, it's really funny how he lifts a few characters up and like shakes them vigorously, and uh, they rain down money from themselves. And I mean, yeah, that whole animation is quite funny. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention. So, basically, the setup of every run of the game is that, you'll have a certain amount of time, which can be upgraded later on to go through the bank section, or like go through the walls and floors of the bank before the time runs out, and the SWAT arrives. So, when the SWAT arrives, they're basically better equipped. So, earlier on they can be really annoying, but as you upgrade you can they won't really matter, you can just kill your way through them. And speaking of enemies, the bosses this time are repeatable. So, like, until and unless you aggro them, they won't really attack you on the repeated runs. They will attack you initially when you encounter them for the very first time, but after that they don't really bother with you until you bother them. They are a good way to farm money, I guess, but not really effective because you can just go around and collect rob safes and citizens or people in the bank. Oh man, as it turns out, he actually is related to Riz. Oh my god, so we killed two members of family. Huh. I mean, in our defense, Uncle Rixby is basically a mutated monster at this point anyway. So, yeah, I guess, I mean, good riddance, or at least we put him out of his misery, I guess. Yeah, the boss fight in this game is like way better. It's like leaps and bounds better than the previous game, especially with the tons of different weapons that you have on deployment on you. Um, so yeah, that offers a good amount of variation of things that you can do. Okay, now before we proceed any further, I'll in the next half of this video I'll be breaking down the last session of the game. So basically, if you're interested in finding out the ending for yourself, feel free to click off from this video right now. Or if you are not affected by spoilers, yeah, feel free to stick around till the end. All right. So now, assuming that the people who did not want spoilers have clicked off, let's proceed. So yeah, before I get into the latter half of the game, yeah, the music of this game is like very good. One of my favorite tracks is "Break a Sweat" by James Currier. I think that the artist that it's credited to is named James Currier. Yeah, I think the track is available on YouTube Music and Spotify. I guess you can check it out over there. Alright, so the final stretch of the game requires you to defeat all the bosses again so as to clear the boss room, and then install these rockets made by Annie so that you could lift the bank into the sky itself. So essentially, taking the entire bank. And this is like the very last stretch after you discover what's the mysterious mother lode that Stinky has been referring to. And yeah, just for context, Stinky was also part of our father's gang. And through, like, after you beat him, you get your father's gun. And whenever you equip that gun, your father's ghost just follows you. And once you install all the missiles and you get thrown out into space, uh, it turns out someone had been watching you. It's this blueberry who is supposed to be an alien, I guess. So yeah, the very last boss fight is you running around to reset the, I think it's either reset or like destroy the missiles. I think it's, yeah, it's reset the rockets that you have attached. And then yeah, while you cannot harm that boss directly, uh, and while you have to like dodge him and go and reset the missiles, and while you're doing that, Hatsune Miku is going crazy on the background. So basically, the very last soundtrack of this game has features Hatsune Miku in it, which is like a really wild edition. Yeah, like, I don't know about you, I really like Hatsune Miku, especially this artist named Tommy, who, like, I think what he does with Vocaloids is like really interesting. um yeah, another artist I think you should check out. I think they have really good a really good body of work, especially if you like Capcom games. Feel free to skip to this timestamp, but for now I'll let the gameplay go on, and then we'll experience the cinematic end of this game. So at the very end of this game, once we have reset all the booster rockets, Dilatini pulls up in a freaking flying copter car and does well. He does a Fast and Furious reference and then crashes into the freaking alien. And before crashing into the alien, he suggests us, Sir, sorry, Don Turnip Chino the second. So like we are now the Godfather. So yeah, like I said, wild ending. And yeah, I am really curious about how they'll follow this up with the third game. And I think it's called Turnip Boy Steals the Mall or something close to, or something like that. And yeah, I think Snoozy Kazoo has been like they have been consistently improving in I think compared to the previous game and then this one. Yeah, um, like way different games and way more enjoyable. So like they're improving with every game. um like it will be wild if this becomes like a really huge thing. I mean, it has potential for merch and other things. It can branch out into like a full on franchise. So yeah, I think it's a really interesting IP in my opinion. And yeah, so this is it for the video. I'll see you next on it's well it's I it will it either will be James Bond or there's this other video that I am doing about cooking games. It will also have gameplay from my own game that I'm currently building using this software called Bakin. Like it's something akin to an RPG maker. So yeah, that's it. See you in the next one.